So how much money do you make down there signing?
20 bucks an hour,
20 bucks an hour signing in Sonoma.
if not just a $50 bill, and I'm in the bushes drunk for a couple days.
Uh-huh.
It's 20 bucks an hour, but if I have more than $40 in my pocket, I'm drunk for 2 days.
Right.
So I don't have to bleed the turnip, because all I need is 40 bucks, and I'm straight for 2 or 3 days.
What do you drink? Do you drink beer, wine, hard liquor?
I drink Eye of the Hawk. I drink the good Mendo beer. Wherever I'm at, I send my money back up here to Mendocino County, even if I'm down in Santa Rosa.
Shopping local.
That's, yeah, I love this. This is my home.
Uh-huh.
They don't, they might not love me, but I love this place. I went to jail 21 times in a year and 8 months here for drunk in public.
Okay, you went to jail 25 times in a year and 8 months here in Ukiah for drunk in public.
Yeah. Mendocino County cops are the worst. I'm on their side, though. Don't get me wrong. Run these bums out of town if you could, because it'd make my life easier. I don't like bums either. The less bums you have in your community, the easier it is for me to eat.
Make a distinction between bums and street kids?
Yeah, well, we're all bums. Street kids are dirtier. Bums go take showers, the local hum bums, people who are probably born and raised here, who live on your train tracks or in your backyard, pretty much. They were born here. A lot of them, they're the tweakers, all the tweakers, and the crazy people. The people who are probably stealing your bike and all that stuff they're probably local people, truthfully. Because like the traveling homeless people, we have money, usually a couple dollars at least. All we need is $2 to get a cheeseburger, or $2 to get a beer, or $2 to get a pack of cigarettes. We don't need $20. We don't need $20 to go buy a bag of speed. We need $2 to buy a beer. That's the difference. And I don't have to go steal something to go buy a $2 beer. I just gotta ask 10 people for a quarter, and then I could buy a $2 beer. I don't have to do anything stupid to get beer. It actually just falls in your lap. It's on every corner, It's my drug of choice.
Tell me a little bit about your childhood.
I know my dad was in prison most of the time.
Your dad was in prison most of the time.
My mom worked 3 jobs, 70 hours a week. She's always at work. I know when I was 12 years old, I weighed 300 pounds. I was 6'6", 300-pounder just from sitting behind a desk all day at school. And I didn't know how to read or write. And I never tried. I never wanted to try. I didn't care. My dad's in prison. My mom's at work. I don't care. I just went to school because they made me go. I went to school in Colorado. I dropped out 98, same year Columbine happened. I knew some of those kids. Oh, my mom's great.
Oh, she is?
She never got food stamps. She never got food stamps. The fridge was always full. There's always food in the fridge. She never got food stamps. Always had $2 for lunch money. She's a great mom. I've heard my mom use the word love once my whole life. She said, "I love Diet Pepsi," and she still drinks it to this day. That's the only time I've ever heard my mom. My mom does not overuse the word love, and I respect that. When I was younger, I just came to me like this year. Like it's 28 years I've been angry at my mom for not telling me that she loves me. But all these years later, I'm like, man, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. And I totally abused the word. My mom never abused the word. And I respect that, because she still drinks Diet Pepsi to this day. I called her on Mother's Day or something like that. I was like, "You still drink Diet Pepsi, Mom?" She's like, "Yes, I do." I was like, "All right."
Does she love you?
Oh, I know it. Yeah, she wouldn't answer the phone if she didn't.
Okay, so she does love you, but she just doesn't like to say it.
She doesn't abuse the word.
But it wouldn't be abuse if she does love you. It
Yeah.
would be the regular use.
Right. I only usually call my mom drunk. Wasted drunk.
You usually do?
I only call my mom drunk. Really drunk. Let her know what a good time I'm having, how great things are. I'm always real positive when I talk to her. Remain real positive. Makes, happy bum, I'm a happy bum, I really am. I've woke up black and blue in ditches and woke up with a smile on my face. I'm still here.
So let's talk a little bit more about your childhood. So your mom raised you mostly. Your dad was out in prison a lot. You went to a special school with a bunch of crazy people. How crazy were you? What was your craziness?
I had issues. I didn't want no one telling me what to do. I grew up with Ruby Ridge and Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols and Waco, David Koresh. Those are all my heroes. Those are true Americans to me. I'm a homeless person, and I get to hear how I have no rights. I have literally no rights. Even my constitutional rights have been taken from me. I can't hold a piece of cardboard that says "hi" on it without getting a panhandling ticket. It's illegal in this town. I got a ticket in Walmart parking lot a year ago for camping paraphernalia. Camping paraphernalia, because I sat my backpack on the ground. The second you sit your backpack on the ground, it's considered camping paraphernalia. The second you sit your backpack on the ground, it's considered camping. I wrote my friend a ticket, and he says, "You don't care if I burn it, do you?" And the cop said, "No." So my friend set it on fire right there in front of him. And the cop was like, "Gee golly. Gee golly." That's all I could come to him. Gee golly. He didn't believe he'd do it. Like, we care. What are you going to do? We're going to do extradite me, bro, for camping paraphernalia, dude? You know what I mean?
How hard is it to spend the night in jail around here? It sounds like you just sleep it off and
Not
wake
me.
up. And
I rage it, dude. I smear feces all over the walls, all over myself.
Sheriff Department must love you.
I get like a little piece of plastic bag, like from my cereal wrapper, and I'll smuggle it up my ass. And when I'm in jail, I'll just blow, like you blow on a piece of grass. I'll just blow on that until they let me go. Or until they come in and tackle me, start digging their thumbnails in my hands with my hands behind my back, shooting Thorazine up my ass, dude.
They
abuse you in there.
So you're just like a wild animal in there.
And if I'm in there and I deserve to be in there, I sit down and keep quiet. If I'm in there for no reason, it comes out. Yep. What you do is you go in the shower, you get naked, you lather up with soap, and now you're ready to fight. Because they can't grab you. That's what you do. That's for all the crazy people out there. You lather down with soap real good, and now you're ready to fight. It'll take them. It's like grabbing a greased hog. My name's Bacon. I learned that from a crazy person.
Uh-huh.
She's still in a ward right now.
Do you consider yourself crazy?
Oh, I have to be here. They don't want me here. I could walk down the street and they'll just whip up, take me to jail for drunk in public. I haven't drank in 5 days. Okay. I'm scared to death. That's my New Year's resolution, is to not go to jail in this town, and I've been doing good this year.
Okay. Why do you drink?
Because I remember how it made me feel last time I drank. It made me feel good. And I'll wake up detoxing, dry heaving, and shaking in the mornings, and it won't stop. I can't drink water and it to go away. I take one drink of beer or one drink of wine, it instantly stops. It's mental. It's a mental DT. Just because I drink for 3 weeks every day, nonstop. I don't remember I've been sober for 3 days or 5 days. But I drank for 3 weeks straight before that. I have friends who would wake up and have to pound a pint of vodka as quick as they could so they didn't fall over and start having seizures. That's not mental. That's a physical DT. They've been drinking for 20 years. I've been drinking for 3 weeks, nonstop, and your body can kick it. It takes drink a lot of water. I've been drinking probably 1.5 gallons of water the past 5 days just to keep myself healthy. I make sure I try to eat like within an hour of waking up. Just anything. Just eat a banana, wake up and eat. Within an hour you wake up, because the second, if you don't, your metabolism will start to slow down. You'll start building up toxicities in your body. It's good to eat within the first hour you wake up. So it's a hard one to do when you're drunk. You can't eat when you wake up. You'll puke.
So you drink. So you haven't drank for a few days. So you're not like most people that drink a lot. They drink every single day of the year a lot. And it sounds like
that was me.
That was you.
That was me. Till August 16th of last year, my best friend died.
Okay.
Someone poisoned her. And I was drunk. I'll never forgive myself.
Let's hear that story.
I was getting drunk with my friends, and some old lady or someone, like, people give me dog food. Someone must have gave me rat poison or something in the dog food they gave me. You know, it happens all the time. The homeless people, they'll give your dog poison. They'll kill your dog. I had a puppy for a month after. Just like 4 months ago. I'm still hurt over this. I had a puppy, and I was sitting in Heldsburg. I left it on the side of Safeway for 5 minutes. Come back out, my dog's skull's crushed. You know, but he's still alive. I knew what to do. I rolled her over and just started stabbing a knife in her chest because she's in a lot of pain. You know, I buried her. You know, what was I to do? Call a vet. You know, so they wait for an hour for them to come put her down. I lived in Iowa, you know. If an animal's hurt, you take care of it right there. You don't wait around for, you know, the guy with the white coat to come put your dog down.
Who did that?
I don't know, but I know 2 months after my puppy died, my friend was sitting at the same place, and 2 humbums in Heldsburg walked up with a pit bull and sicked it on my friend's lab. And my friend's lab was winning the fight. So the 2 guys started kicking my friend's dog. So now it was a pit bull and 2 grown men beating up on 1 lab. And my friend was trying to fight back too, but he's a weakling, you know. He's not a tough kid. He's not a fighter or nothing. Like they were like, next day my dog died, they're like, oh, we probably got it on camera, all this stuff. I was like, dude, I do not want to know. I was like, if you find out who killed my dog, I was like, you do not tell me, because I'm going to prison. It's like, I'm gonna make fun with these boys too. I'm going, you know, and I would hate to say that those people probably did that to my dog, but there's really no other. I know who they are and all that, dude, and I don't want to go to prison, you know, truthfully.
So you had before the puppy thing at the Safeway, you had a dog that you traveled with a lot. It was a full grown. Now this pit bull, like that got poisoned, did bite people.
Oh, she's a badass.
Okay.
If you come up and if there is anybody arguing or fight, if there's anybody fighting around my dog, she'd run over there and bite you both. No questions asked. And if I was fighting and yelling, she'd bite me. No fighting allowed. I love that dog. She would not allow people to act stupid around her. She'd just lay into your ass.
So that dog would break up drunken fight after drunken fight?
With a quickness, that dog was on it. She was alpha. So any aggression in the air, she was on it. Quick, locked in.
So tell me a little bit.
Loved that dog.
How long did you have that dog?
That dog bit so many bums, man. It was great.
How long did you have that dog?
1 year and 8 months.
And
I got her off a hill in Willits. They told me we're going to put her to sleep. And I had told my friend, I was like, I want a dog that no one else wants. I want a pit bull. And when I got her, he gave her to me. He's like, you're going to kill her tomorrow if you don't take her today. And I went down and looked her in the face, and she locked into my lip. And I was like, this is my dog. Oh, yeah, this is my dog. I want to get another one just like her, because ain't nobody come up and kicked that dog. Someone killed my puppy, just crushed her skull, like it was nothing. That dog there would have tore him a new asshole. They had to feed her poison. Yeah.
So you say that you kind of had a shocking sober up kind of thing because you were so struck by this. This was your best friend and companion.
She died. I held her in my arms for about an hour, crying and sobbing. I knew she was dead because, like, she was standing, and before she hit the ground, I smelled death. So I picked her up and I held her for about an hour, and I went to Walmart parking lot and I sat her on the ground, and I hit a few kids who I had been drinking with earlier in that day until the cops came and arrested me and took me to jail. And I wasn't drunk because I had sobered up. I was sober, but they said, we're going to hold you for 8 hours just so you don't get drunk and hurt nobody because you're not in your right mind right now. And I understood that, so I mourned for about 24 hours for my dog. You know, I was mourning in jail, and the second they let me out, I started celebrating her life. And I bought a case of 40s of 211 and a case of Four Locos. And I went down to the river with a few kids, and we drank like more beer than you can drink. I set a big fire, actually. I ripped out all my dreadlocks, burned all my clothes, burned my backpack. I burned everything I owned, my shoes. I burned everything and jumped into the river and just floated there for about 20 minutes until I felt better, and then I walked to where I sleep and went to sleep. And, you know, it was really euphoric, really. She's only dead here, you know. You only die on Earth, dude, once. You know, you don't die anywhere else. I started drinking differently, a little more wisely. You know, like I would get a bunch of booze and I'd go hide out with it. You know, I wouldn't just be right in public, drunk. You know, Mendocino is one of the meanest towns to come to because there's just too many bums come up here and just ruined it. You know, these degenerate bums come traveling up here from San Francisco and just blow the place wide open. They act like they're in San Francisco. Sometimes they need help back to SF. They come into this town, and sometimes, you know, me and my friends will help them, you know, realize they're not in SF anymore. It's happened quite a few times. I've helped run quite a few bums out of Ukiah just because they got a San Francisco mentality. I was 16, I met a 26-year-old woman. She was my boss at McDonald's. She started giving me meth, and she moved me in because her husband was my meth dealer. I moved in with him. He wanted to keep my check close, my paycheck close, you know. So, you know, after a while, one thing led to another. She's my wife now, you know, and I didn't need him to deal me meth because I knew where to get it, you know. I'd buy it by the ounce. I'd get balls of meth as big as my fist back home in Iowa, you know, for $500, you know, and I'd sell it to my fellow employees, you know, either at McDonald's or at the foundry I worked at, and I did that for 7 years. And my relationship was, you know, falling apart because of the drug. My whole life was falling apart because of the drug. And I got into an altercation with 4 guys, and I stabbed a black guy in the back twice. And I got charged with going armed with intent, assault causing serious bodily injury, and willful injury. I was facing 25 years on a violent crime beef. I pled not guilty the whole time. Took about 1.5 years. The first trial, the DA said something he wasn't supposed to, so they threw that jury out. My next jury was an all-white jury. 6 of them worked at a place my friend worked at. And I knew the day that jury got selected that I'd be found justified. I knew. So I didn't care anyway. Like I was going to go to prison, or I was going to be found justified. And then I was still kind of tweaking at the time, and just tweaking mostly. You know, I'd probably drink like 1 Budweiser after work. I wasn't a drinker. But a week after that, I was at the bar having a Budweiser, and 4 of the kids who testified against me.
Wait, you got released? They said
I was justified.
you were justified.
Done.
You were done.
Done.
You're still tweaking.
A little bit. I was coming down actually this night. I was
Okay.
like a few days sober. About
Okay.
a week later, I was a few days sober. And I was at a bar, and a couple of the kids who testified against me and a couple other kids, 4 in all, surrounded me in the bar. And I looked to the bartender and I said, call the cops, because anybody touches me, they're going to die tonight. And the bartender says, we can't call the cops, because if they come again this week, we'll lose our license. And that's when that kid socked me in the throat as hard as he could. And, you know, to his perplexed dude, I was smiling, and he looked down, and I had just had my knife in his gut. And I didn't pull it out. I just stuck it in and just left it there. And see, he didn't realize the second 4 dudes surrounded me. I already had a knife in my hand. So the second he hit me, I just naturally stabbed him. And the second that happened, the three dudes around me were gone. The bar door is open, and they're gone. And that dude's in the corner, you know, just shooting blood out of his lung or whatever. And I walked out of the bar. I sat on the curb and waited for the cops to come. And I waited for like 20 minutes, and I walked back in the bar. I was like, did you guys call the cops? And they're like, no, I told you we weren't. I was like, cool. I went home. And then I heard they were going to get me, you know, the next day. So I went to the town square, you know, where everybody's at. You know, it's the public place, you know, in a little redneck town. I sat right on the bench, right on the town square, because I heard they wanted to retaliate. So I just sat there for about 5 days with a first-class plane ticket in my pocket to Hawaii. And I sat there for like 5 days, and it came time for my plane, and I left. Went to Hawaii. I've been homeless ever since.
Now, you didn't do speed in Hawaii?
No.
So you were coming down off tweaking?
I didn't even smoke cigarettes in Hawaii.
Okay.
Didn't drink, didn't smoke. I walked around with a Bible. I walked around with a Bible, bro. And when I'd get tired, I'd find a church, and I'd use my Bible as a pillow. I remember 2 big Hawaiians, they don't like white people, and they hate me the most because I'm pink. I'm not even white. I'm a pink man. They come up, they'd want to beat me up all the time, but I'd always have something from the Bible just to you know, wham, you know what I mean? And they'd stop, you know, like they'd just grab you, and they'd squeeze you, and they'd breathe. And the secret is you inhale their breath and exhale in there, and they'll inhale your breath. And then I'd always put my lips right to their ear. I'd be like, I love you, brother. And they'd always let me go. They never wanted to fight me because I had the spirit with me. I went to Hawaii, and I found the spirit, you know. Or I didn't find it. It was dumped on me, you know. And I praise Jesus for that, straight up. He gave me that spirit, the spirit of knowledge, you know, to save my own ass.
So you got harassed a lot, but never really got a thumping?
Never once got, no thumpings in Hawaii. And plus, I was there one day. I had a $15 an hour job, riding around in a golf cart doing nothing. Just riding around in a golf cart, smoking pot with my boss. Yelling at Mexican people.
Why?
To do stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's just like here, dude. You're rolling around in a golf cart yelling at Mexicans to do agriculture stuff.
Okay, right.
It's just like here.
So you had a major change in Hawaii. You had a major change. You left your family. You left this town where you stabbed people twice.
Yep.
And you left your job, and then you went homeless, but you had a good job?
Yeah, I had a good job.
Okay.
I lived on the beach of Hawaii. You
lived on the beach?
Yeah, I worked for 4 seasons on the big island of Hawaii. It's like I think it was the 3rd nicest golf course in the world at the time.
So when did you get religion?
My dad, when I was a little kid, he mailed me a picture of Jesus Christ and a palm frond from prison. My dad. Yep. And then when I stabbed that guy in the back, my dad was out of prison at that time, and he gave me his Bible, and for the whole year I was on the whole year and a half I was on trial. I locked myself in the basement with the Bible, a thesaurus, and a dictionary, and taught myself how to read, because all I knew was how to sound out words, phonics, like spell cat, you know.
K,
yeah. I knew phonics. That's it.
So you taught yourself how to read.
Yep, and I've been.
When you were how old did you start? 20?
It had been 21, 22 years
22.
old.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I've been working on memorizing the Bible ever since, you know.
Now, you spent so much time on speed before you went homeless.
That's what made me crazy.
That's what made you crazy.
I guarantee that stuff makes people schizophrenic or something crazy. Changes, it's a chemical imbalance in your brain is what it does.
And you still have that?
Yeah, that'll never go away.
Really?
And I did it in Iowa. I did the good shit. Hydrous ammonia dope. Yeah, the good shit.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Family
sorry.
show.
Sorry, bro.
No, that's all right. That's all right. And in the 6 years that you've been homeless, you pretty much switched from speed to alcohol.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the temptation to do speed? Have you ever?
Never.
It must have been so fun, though.
No. Watching your wife walk past you and turn into a wild animal and tackle her and start cutting her throat because you think she's a animal, that's not fun.
You cut her throat?
No, I was gonna. Luckily, my dad kicked me off of her. He heard her screaming from a couple houses down.
Wow.
Or when I would lock myself in my basement with my M1 Grand with the bayonet affixed, or I wouldn't have the bayonet affixed. I'd just be sitting there with my M1 Grand and I'd see this rat run from across the room right under my chair into my chair, and I'd fix my bayonet, kick that chair over, and just start tearing that chair apart. And I never found that thing, never found the rat.
Because there probably wasn't one.
Yeah, or you're picking holes in your arms. Don't ever look in a mirror because you're just gonna pick your face up. You see these people that have all the picking all over them, dude. They spend hours in the mirror tweaking, seeing whatever they're seeing, man. That they're killing them. They're killing their looks, their body, their brain.
So that's a sufficiently evil, negative version that I could see why you have never been tempted.
Nah.
Did you ever?
Cost me my son, my life, my manhood, my job. Never. Yeah. I'm a drunk, proud drunk. I'll die with beer in my hand before I ever hit a pipe again.
Now, you're a proud drunk, and you're a happy drunk half the time and a raucous, fist-flinging
retard. Straight up.
The other half the time.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the ethics of street fighting with your friends. You guys fight.
Drink
at
till we
night.
fight.
You drink till you fight.
And we meet up again to do it again tomorrow.
And you meet up again to drink and fight again the next day.
Yep. Whoever won the fight usually has to buy the beer for the loser the next morning.
And there's no hard feelings about the black eye or the missing tooth.
There's always hard feelings, but that's not like just thrown out there. Of course, like there's hard feelings in everybody's brain for everything that's ever happened their whole life, you know. And of course, that does escalate it. Like, you know, you might be in a fight 6 months from now for something that this kid's, you know, butthurt about, or something that he was cool about the next day, but you know, now that he walked away and been thinking about it for 6 months, he's got hard feelings that I made out with his girlfriend that night or something, you know. Yeah, I got that issue right now, you know. I made out with some other kid's girlfriend like a year ago, and now every time we get drunk together, I could see that he's angry about it, even though he doesn't say that. I could totally see that.
Is a friend of yours?
Yeah, he's my best friend, one of my best friends. He's my kid, you know, he's my kid. These are my kids.
What's your community like? You've got...
I've been isolated. All my friends, they know better than to get me going. They know better than to get me drunk. They know better than to give me drugs. I'm a good person when I'm sober. Like, I'm a rational thinker, I'm smart. You know, I got society's best interests in mind. I would look out for, you know, the elderly. You know, I don't know. I just, you know, if I ever do have to kill somebody, it's going to be for a good reason, and I'll be a hero. You know, I'm not going to get drunk and do something stupid. I'm not going to do it. And I keep that in my head. I'm a good person. I'm going to do good things.
What would have been
I was
like?
predestined by God to do good things.
Okay, so you've been kind of isolated by your friends, and they don't necessarily get drunk with you as often as they used to because you just get crazy,
No, I
too
won't.
crazy
I
with
won't
them.
drink with them. Like,
You won't drink with
they're
them
not going to go, here, Bacon, here's a half-gallon of whiskey. Drink with us. They're not going to do that to me in public
because
because they know I'm going to freak out.
later,
Yeah,
in
they
about an
know
hour.
it. They know it. They know it. I'm gonna. They like it's standard protocol, dude. I'm gonna get drunk, get into a fight, and go to jail. Get out, DTN, get drunk, get into a fight, and go to jail.
So let me ask you this, Bacon. We've been talking about all kinds of personal stuff with you.
Yeah.
About your dog dying, about violence,
My best
about
friend.
your childhood and stuff like that.
She's only
How
dead
different
here.
would this interview be if I had picked you up 3 weeks ago?
If I had been drinking for the past week and I just had one drink today, I'd still be in a different world. Everything would make a lot more sense to me, you know, because like all the I's would be dotted and they'd all be connected. But since like I'm not drunk, you know, I could see gaps in it, you know, like. But if I'm drunk, everything just makes sense. It could be total just nonsense, but it makes perfect sense to me.
You see, we've been talking here for almost an hour. It seems like you're totally lucid and you're answering questions and you're not crazy, not too crazy.
My friends say I'm sadistic.
Uh-huh.
Sadistic.
Because
I
you like
believe-
hurting people?
No. No.
Why do they say that?
Just sadistic. I don't know. That's just what they say. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
They say I'm sadistic. Does that mean you like hurting people? Or
Yeah.
It does?
Sadism and masochism.
Hmm.
Masochism means you like to be hurt, and sadism is like
Maybe
you
I'm
like.
both.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little of both.
Because you love fighting.
I don't love fighting, no.
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 Sometimes you do though after a glass or two of whiskey.
I like getting beat up. I never claimed to be a fighter. I never claimed to be a fighter. I wouldn't look the way I do if I was a fighter. I get my ass handed to me. Anytime, if I get drunk and getting into a fight, that means I deserve to get beat up. If I get drunk and get mouthy, someone should beat me up. I know that. And I do it anyway. I'll get drunk and do that and get beat up. That's what I do. It's stupid.
So you did that. You do that down in Sonoma and don't go to jail. But when you get drunk,
No, no fights down there. That's the thing too. It's like I said, I never even touched booze until I maybe drank a Budweiser once a week until I moved to Ukiah. Started hanging out under them trees, and it's a lifestyle there. Like you get wasted drunk every day. That's what I would do. I'd get wasted for years. It's like 3 years. I'd get wasted drunk every day at them trees under Walmart. I'm doing it no more. That, you know, I would be drunk right now if I was in Sonoma County, but I sobered up just to come up here. I sobered up just to come up here. I can come up here and hang out, and they can't take me to jail because I'm drunk. They can't mess with me at all because I'm clean. I'm not drunk. I could care less about pot. I wouldn't. If you gave me a pair of scissors, said you'd pay me $1,000 to trim this nugget, I'd tell you to go to hell. I don't work. I'm a bum. If I wanted to go to work, I'd go back home, dude. I don't work.
tell me about your dad. You're going to see your dad today.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. When was the last time you saw him?
A month ago. I come up here every month to see him.
So you guys visit.
Yeah, well, he moved out here to be close to me.
So you guys have a good relationship, or do you guys get in fights?
Oh, nah, my dad's never hit me my whole life, bro. My dad's the shit.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
Folks.
so your dad lives in Willits, and you're going to hang out with him today and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a desire ever to get a job and get an apartment and just throw away the backpack?
This year, bro. This year. I started flying a work sign.
Will work.
You know,
What skills do you have?
I was a janitor.
Okay.
I made cattle panels for 5 years.
What's a cattle panel?
Like fences. I worked welding machine with a big machine that just kept running wires through it, welding, making fences.
Mm-hmm.
Bobbed wire fences and stuff like that. Worked a braiding machine making bobbed wire fences for a while.
Manufacturing.
Yes, mesh fabricator they called it.
Mesh fabricator.
Yeah.
So you're interested in are you interested in getting off the street, or are you happy
never.
with it?
No.
You like it?
I'm not homeless, bro.
not
No,
homeless.
no, I own many houses, dude.
Own many houses?
Tons of houses, bro.
How do you own houses?
I got 2 tarps, this backpack right here.
Okay, I got you. You own many houses.
Yeah,
right
I could set
there.
up a house anywhere, bro.
Okay.
I could set up a roof and a floor anywhere. Like, that's a good reason to hate a bum. Like, you paid $10 million to live on this hill, right? And you wake up and all you can see is a bum on the cliff sleeping, because that's my sleeping spot. You
Right.
know? I don't sleep there every night because I blow it up. But whenever I want, I can roll through town and sleep in the nicest spots. You know, I get like the top of the world. I lived in Hawaii. I slept in paradise. I lived in paradise.
Overlooking the ocean every morning.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't have a desire to have a house that's got a light switch on it. You don't want it. You don't need it.
I'd be at work right now, man. I'd be at work. I wouldn't be at home. I'd be at work.
Sobered up for the last 5 days. Do you ever
Yeah.
consider staying sober for a couple years and really cleaning up, or do you just like to party and don't
It's
care?
a daily struggle.
It's a daily struggle.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
someone come up today and today when someone comes up with a Eye of the Hawk, Red Tail,
Yep.
or a good IPA from Anderson Valley, I'm gonna drink it. I'll drink it. It's good beer. It's quality beer.
Right.
I could drink 1 beer. You know, I'm
Oh,
a man.
you're capable of drinking 1 beer.
Yeah, I could drink 1 beer.
You're not going to go out in desperation and go grab a little pocket of whiskey.
No, I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Like hard alcohol, I don't drink it.
Okay. But you're
It's
not going to
been
go out and run
months.
out and get a case just because you had 1 beer.
No. Unless you gave me $100 bill too. You know?
Then we'd have a
Then
problem.
I'd have to buy a bunch of beer and go run to the woods probably.
Well,
And
we
that
got
happens to me daily in Sonoma County.
that people just hand out chunk of money.
Any kid needs panhandling money, that's where he should go. It's legals. Healdsburg and Petaluma, you can legally fly a sign. Reinhard Park's good money too.
Best place.
Get the hell out of Mendo, bums. There's no work here, dude. I've been here for 5 years. There's no work here. There's nothing for homeless people. There's no resources. There's no money.
There's no resources.
Not really,
There's all
no.
kinds of. There's the Buddy Ellers right there. There's food bank across the street.
What kind of resource is that?
It's free food.
Yeah, well, free food and a place to stay, but that's not resources.
What do you mean by resources?
That's keeping you in the. You're a cattle. You're cattle when you make that.
What do you mean
law.
by resources? What would be better than?
A place that teach you, like LA, they have a place called Chrysalis. They teach you how to use the internet.
LA. All right, well, we got to wrap it up. We're out of time.
Yes, sir.
But Bacon, thank you so much for coming in, talking to me. It's a very interesting show. I was really happy to hear. Really interesting to hear about all the stuff, all the life. And I wish you luck and hope that you have good parties and don't get beat up too bad and don't beat people up too